I'm sure you've all been hearing about the recent strikes that have been occurring in the UK, which began over a contract to extend an oil refinery in Lincolnshire being given to an Italian firm who brought in their own Italian and Portuguese workers over British workers. Now, for a long time I have felt the resentment bubbling up in the UK over foreign workers, particularly Eastern Europeans. Now, with Brown claiming British jobs for British workers, I'm sure that this situation is only going to get worse. Now, behind me is the main job centre in Plymouth. I'm going to go over there and talk to some people and find out their opinions on Brown's comments. What do you think about Gordon Brown's comments recently about British jobs for British workers?
Well, there's too many British workers not with a British job. You know, there's just nothing out there.
I understand, because at the end of the day, it's cheaper to get foreign labour.
And do you understand why his comment can't be a reality?
It's a mystery, really, isn't it? You know,
I'm not really sure what opinion I have. I've kind of like not been paying too much close attention to politics recently, so
I can't really say much on that question. It's just...
At the end of the last video, I highlighted the 4 key principles of the EU, the 4 fundamental freedoms. Now, the first fundamental freedom, the free movement of services. This guarantees to EU companies the freedom to establish themselves in other member states and the freedom to provide services on the territory of another EU member state other than the one in which they are established. The second fundamental freedom, the free movement of labour. The free movement of persons includes the right to live and work in another member state. It is the same fundamental freedoms that enabled this Italian firm the right to be subcontracted the work and to hire Italian and Portuguese workers to carry it out. That also enables British workers to establish themselves in places like Mallorca and Magaluf and use British builders to construct countless hotels and fancy villas and apartments. So when Gordon Brown says, can anybody here say they don't want British workers to get jobs in their own country? Well, of course not, but it works both ways, and the benefits are: competition has increased as companies find new markets abroad, prices have in many cases dropped, and the range and quality of products now available to consumers has increased. Now, the largest benefit seen so far from the internal market seems to be in the goods market. Now, that brings me to my third fundamental freedom, the free movement of goods. To name a few: vehicles, pharmaceuticals, medical devices, chemicals, cosmetics, and my favourite, textiles and clothes. And food, The final and fourth fundamental freedom, the free movement of capital. EU citizens can conduct most operations abroad as diverse as opening bank accounts and purchasing real estate. I know in the current recession many people are feeling threatened and feels anxious about their job and their home, and is frankly wondering how Britain got in such a mess. But perhaps it is particularly important that at this time we should look to the EU and review the benefits of being part of this huge partnership.